100,000 Islamic Stories for All Muslims. Islamic Stories for All Muslims Episode 7. The story of today is The Good Husband. There was a man who loved his wife very much. The couple had 3 children. He could give her everything she wanted, but the woman never appreciated. Though the man was not rich, he would share all that he had with her. He could buy her clothes, and the only thing his wife could say was that the husband was fulfilling his duty as a man. The man would buy a dress, but in reply, the woman would mock at him, because the dress was of low quality. The man would smile at his wife and tell her one day, "I will become rich and I will buy you all the expensive things you need." The woman could never make any phone call unless she was requesting anything from her husband, and once her request was not granted, all she could do was to quarrel for days, sometimes fight. One evening, the man was coming from work. He bought a kilogram of meat. Happily, the poor man, expecting to surprise his wife, he reached home, found the wife, and showed her the package. Then she shouted, "Eh? And you call yourself a man? Which husband, apart from you, do you think comes home with just 1 kilogram, no cooking oil, and no other ingredients? You better leave it, you're a good-for-nothing husband." Then she threw the meat in the bush and went back home. The husband felt low, but he never let down his love for her. One day, the husband felt pain in his left foot, then a tumor appeared on the foot, it then emerged, growing big and more painful. He went to the hospital after several months of pain and was found with cancer. He was poor to have a better medical care. Though he was sick, he tried much as he could to provide for his family. 2 years later, the condition worsened, and he was put in the special care unit. He was operated and the foot was removed. But unfortunately, it was too late. The virus had affected more parts of the body, and at last he called his wife and told him, "Look after my children. I feel I can't live any longer, though I'll always be with you in spirit. May Allah be with you." He then breathed his last and died. The woman and 3 children cried for days mourning. They buried him. 2 months later, the wife was crying by her husband's grave as she said these words, "My love, you did all the best of me. You treated me well and gave me all you could, but all I could pay you was endless quarrels and fights. I never realized your importance and your love until when you were gone, and when I'm the one to provide food, clothing, education, and many others. I remember when I threw your 1 kilogram of meat to the bush, but now I have nowhere to get even a half a kilo. The good die young, that's why you died when you were still young. A husband whom I could mock at, but you only smiled at me. The husband who could care and had unending love. I know you are listening to me, and I ask you to forgive me for not appreciating all you did to me when you were alive. We are all missing your presence, and your youngest daughter is always crying, asking when you'll be back. But you will never leave our hearts until we join you." The end. Moral of the story. Always appreciate what you are given, whether small or big. Love is not all about how much we have, but it's all about how we share the little we have. Relevancy of the story. Have you ever taken time to thank Allah for what He has done for you? Many people only remember Allah when they have problems, and once their problems are solved, they don't take time to thank Him or remain close to Him. O Allah, I pray that you keep your providence towards me always and give me an appreciating heart so that I'll always be thankful to whatever you give me. Ameen. I hope you learned something from the story. Please support us by clicking on the subscribe button. It will help us keep going. Note: this story is not just for Muslim only, but also for a non-Muslim. We are not just telling a story, but we are changing a life.
That is the story for today. Thank you, Mr. Abubakar Abdul Salam. Thank you for the story. We are expecting you next week with another story. Please learn something from the story. So audience, this is how it will be going. So you can support us by donating to our bank account to helps us more, and also we don't just want to make only animation video. We are planning in buying camera for other videos with the money you donate to us. Thank you all for your support. We will appreciate it if you all cooperate. Do not forget to share the video with your loved ones.
Bank name: Union Bank. Account number: 01600011586. Account name: Farid Abubakar. 100,000 Islamic Stories line for Muslim and non-Muslim.